Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I have already shown you how to design this customer purchase form. Here you can see this. When I click on this form appears on the front of your screen, and how to design all this stuff, how to design these buttons and how to design these all stuff I've already shown you in the previous video. So if you have not watched my previous video, then just go to description where I have put the link for my previous video, or you can simply click on the right side of the screen, the suggestion over there, and you will move to the previous video. Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how to backend code for this form. Okay, so let's start with that. Let me close this first, and here we move back to our project. First thing what we have to do is we have to change the name of these text box and labels and form as well. So right click on this, go to properties, and here you can see this is a txt guna, and I'm going to change this name of this text box. Okay, so this is txt name. Change this one to txt gender, and we have to add items inside this. So let me click on this, and we have to add male, female, and other. That's it, and click on OK. And we have changed the name of this one txt gender. Change this one to txt contact, this one to txt email, this one to txt address, this one to txt company. As I've already told you that we don't have to add any items inside this. The items inside the company is going to be fetched from the database. Okay, so not to worry about that. I'm not going to add anything inside this. Here you can see this. When I click on items, nothing is there. So not to worry, we are going to fetch that from the database, and after that we are going to add. And on the basis of this selection, the model name is automatically inserted into this combo box as well. So not to worry about any of these. So this is txt model, and after this the final one is this one txt imei, and after this we have to also set the name for these labels. Okay, because we have to show data on these labels, so I'm going to name this one, just delete this one, and I'm going to name this RAM label, this one to internal label, so that we can uniquely identify these. Let me just replace this with spendable, this one to rare, this one to front, this one to, let me just change this one to fingerprint, and this one to price. And we have to change the name of this button as well, so change this button name to PTN purchase, and let me just increase the border radius to from 20 to 25 and hit enter, and let me start this and let's see how it actually look like. Okay, so now this button is looking nice. Okay, but we have to change the text line from left to center, right to center actually, because it's on that place it's looking quite spacious. Okay, so now it's looking better than before. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to insert the data inside this combo box. Okay, so for that we have to write few methods. So first method we have to write inside the function class, which I have already created over here. Here you can see this. So I'm going to write a method to fill the combo box. Okay, so in this project we have to fill this one time, but suppose if you create a project in which you have to fill the combo box for the multiple times, then you can use this method multiple times. Okay, so I'm going to write method over here. So public, and this method is going to return SQL data reader object. So I'm going to name this get for combo, and it will accept a query string actually as an argument, and here we have to write this SQL connection con equals get connection. I have already written the method get connection on the top of this one. Here you can see this. From this I am going to get the connection. So this is showing an error because we are accepting a data type of SQL data reader, but we haven't returned anything yet, so that's why. And the last, when I return the SQL data reader type object, then that error will be automatically resolved. Okay, so here we have to write SQL command cmd equals new SQL command. After this, cmd dot connection equals con and connection dot open cmd equals new SQL command, and in this we have to pass the query which we are going to pass when we are going to call this method, and SQL data reader str equals cmd dot execute reader. You have to write this, and now when we execute this, we are here we have to put equals actually. So when we execute this query, we are going to have some items, and we have to set that items into the combo box. Okay, so this is going to return SDR. Okay, so now our method is ready, and here you can see this, the error has also been resolved. So now I'm going to move back to our add new phone. Here you can see this now. Okay, so for now I'm going to remove this button click event to just remove this. Okay, here what we have to do is we have to write few line of code. So first thing, let me just so I'm going to generate the click event for now. Okay, so now let me directly move to over here, and here we have to actually write few methods. So first method, we have to write only one method. So I'm going to write this method, and I'm going to write like this. Okay, and here I'm going to write method that is public void, and I'm going to name this set combo box, and this method is going to accept two parameters, that is query and one combo box, that is which combo box you want to set. And here I'm going to write a SQL data, and it's showing an error because we have not used the SQL library. So I'm going to use that, and here you can see this, it's added up in our project. That's why our error has been resolved, and the color of SQL data reader is also changed. So SDR equals, and we have to create object of that function class because I'm going to use that method which I have written now. And one thing is string query. Let me zoom in a little bit, and here you can see this, I've created a function and function object. And where is the function class? Let me just search for that. And here we have the function class. Let me close the remaining for now because I don't need these now. And I'm going to use this method get for combo, and here I'm going to use that by function dot get for combo, and we are going to pass the query which I am going to accept from here, and I'm going to pass this query inside this method, and this will return a SQL data reader. And in this SQL data reader, the data which satisfies this query, the data which we are going to get is what actually the query is being fired. Okay, in simple language, I'm going to show you that suppose if this query is going to simply like this. Okay, select model from new mobile. This is the table name, and if this query is fired, then only the model name will be selected, and that will be only in the data SQL data reader. And that model name, I'm going to set that model name inside the combo box. Okay, and the combo box name is also passed when we are going to call this combo box method. Okay, so in this combo, okay, so I'm going to set that. So while str dot read, it means that this method will run till it keep reading the data from that str. It means that when the str last reach, then only it stops reading. Okay, for int I equals 0 and I should be less than str dot field count and I plus plus, and here we have to set the combo box. So combo box, I'm going to set for this one, I'm going to use this combo dot, and I'm going to add the items dot add, and in this I'm going to use this str dot get string, and within this I'm going to set this I, because I is the index number, and with that index, with the help of that index number, I'm going to set the data over it inside that combo box. Now both methods are ready. Now we have to know at which time we have to set this combo box. So when we are working with the actually form, we used to code on the form load event, but here the issue is different. When you double click on this, and this will generate a load event, but that will be only when we start the project for the first time. Okay, so let me just start this. When I start this, the customer load will end there. So what we have to do is we have to actually suppose this form load, and after the loading, someone added a phone model, and when you go over the customer and when you try to fetch that data, that will be invisible. For that, to fetch that data, you have to close this application and restart that application. Then that mobile will be visible. So this is not a good programming practice. What I want is, I want that when I add that phone at the same time, when I go to customer, I can fetch that company model phone. So what we have to do is, here you can observe that when I click on this, this will actually some event happen over there. So which event is that? So we have to code actually on the form enter event. When I click on this, we enter into this form. Suppose I'm going to click on this customer, and this is the enter event. So I'm going to code on this item enter event. So let me just show you how to do that. Just click on this, right click and go to properties and click over there. It will show a load event, but we don't have to code on that. We have to actually code on enter event. Here you will find this. When I click on this, user control customer enter event is over there. So we have to code over here. So what we have to code is txt company, that is the company name dot items dot clear. And why I'm going to write this, I will show you. And which query I have to write is, that is select distinct cname, that is the company name, from table name is new mobile. Why I have written distinct over here, because there are multiple model of company Samsung, but we don't want to enter Samsung multiple times in the company name, because that's a single company. That's why distinct means unique. Okay, So this is going to be search for unique. Okay, after this, now our query is ready and we know that which is our combo box. So we have to just call the method which we have already written, that is set combo box, and in this method it accepts two stuff, that is query. Okay, and after query it accepts the combo box name. So our combo box name is txt company. Now let's start this project and let's see if it work or not. Let me just start this, and here you can see this, we have our company name. So what happened when I remove this txt company item clear? So let me just comment this and start this once again, and let's see what issue we will face if we remove that. Okay, so here you can see this, now our company name is perfectly fine, and you can observe that everything is fine, but why I have written that line of code? So let me just do that for you and let me understand. Here you can see this, when I click on this add new phone, and when I move back over here, and now I'm going to click on this. Here you can see this, 2 times that same name is added, and if I do this again, then this will again happen. Whenever you click this, move to another, and you move back to customer, this will happen. This is why, because we have coded on the customer purchase enter event. So whenever I enter, I'm going to actually insert these data into this combo box. But when I write this line of code, this will actually clear the previous data, and after that it insert the new data. That's why we are going to expect that we get only the data we require. Okay, so now our data is here. So now next what we have to do is we have to actually code on this select change event, because if the user select the Samsung, then we only want the model of the Samsung company. So what we have to, where we have to code is on this select index change. So just click on this, go to event, and there you have to select, create an event, selected index change. Just double click on this and this will generate a click event, and here you have to write string cname equals txt company dot text. Okay, and before this, as I have told you how this works, the same way we have to clear this combo box as well. So txt model dot items dot clear. I will show you what happen if I don't write this line of code. So here you can see this. Now we have the company name in the CNAME, and we have to write the query equals select name from new mobile where CNAME equals okay. So we want to select the mobile names, okay, model name which satisfy the selected company name, and I'm going to write the company name over here. So my company name is CNAME, and now the error has been resolved, and now we have to set that set combo box, and in this we have to pass two stuff, that is query, and the second stuff is txt model. That's it. Now I'm going to start this, and let's see if that happens, that work or not. Click on customer and select the company. That is, for now you can see nothing is in the model, so I'm going to select this Samsung, and after this you can see this, we have these stuff, and I'm going to change this to Micromax, and we have two stuff. Now you can see this, when I select the Micromax or Realme, we have only two models for the Realme. But let me just comment this line, txt model items dot clear, and now start this project, and just click on this, and now see what happened. For LG we have one stuff. I'm going to select the Samsung. Now here you can observe we have that Moto G5, that's belong from LG, that's belong to LG, but it's still it's still present in our model. So I'm going to select the Realme, and you can observe these Micromax and all the stuff are here. So this is not a good programming practice. That's why we have to just write this line of code so that we clear that content, and after that we add new items. So now our stuff is working perfectly fine. So now what we have to do is, when I select, let me just start this. Now you can see this. What I want is, when I select model, when I select this model, the model detail needs to be visible over here inside these labels. So let me do that. So where we have to code is on this selection change event. So click on this, go to properties, go to event, select index change, just double click on this, and this will generate a txt model select index change event. And here what we have to code is, we have to code for, first thing what I want is to set all the labels. So let's do that. So I'm going to write a query over here, equals select star from new mobile where name equals that is model name. Model name is txt model dot text, and after this what we have to do is we have to just call the method, and I'm going to create a dataset object and function dot get data. In previous video I have already showed you how to create this method. I have already explained, and this method, this get data method, is in this function class. Here you can see this get data, and how this work I have already shown in the previous video. If you want to watch that, then just go to that video and you can watch it over there. Okay, so I'm going to pass the query over here. So query, and this data set will be fetched with the data. So I'm going to show you what data we have in this data set. So I'm going to put something I equals 5. I'm going to add a breakpoint over here, and let's start this and let's see what actually we have in this data set. Click on this company Samsung and J7 Pro, and when I go to this data set, just click on this, and here you can see this. We have all the data we require. Okay, so we have to just extract this data from this data set and just set to the labels. So let me just close this and stop this. So let me just explain this query. So this is select a star. We need all the data from table name, that is new mobile, which we have already created in our previous video, where name is the column name, that is the model name. Let me just show you. Name, here you can see this, the model name. Okay, and this is the txt model text. This is a text box design name, and we want text from that model. So I hope you understand this query, what I have written over here, and now you know how the data is in this data set. Now I'm going to set the data set into the label. So our label name is RAM label, and we have to set the text inside this. So text equals ds, that is data set object dot tables, and the table name is 0, and dot rows, and let me just select the rows. For now this is 100, and dot to string. And why I have written this 00, because we have to set, this is the 0th row and 0th column, that is the first one, and the first column is, I guess, the ID. Okay, so let me move back to the database over here, and let me just make it a little bit small, and here you can observe this first thing is RAM. So this one is 0, 1, 2 and 3. We need 3, third one. So I'm going to set 3 over here, and let's see if that work or not. Okay, let me click on this customer, select the company and select the J7 Pro, and here you can observe this, we have 3 GB. Let me just change this for 2 GB. Now it's working fine. Okay, so in the same way we have to code for the remaining. So I'm going to copy this much of stuff because we have to paste it again and again, that's why. And the second stuff is internal label, and I'm going to paste this. And after this we have expandable label, so I'm going to paste this again. After this, rear label, paste this. Front, paste this again. Finger print label, paste. And now finally we have price. Okay, sorry, and we have to paste this again. And now start this, and we will find that in every stuff the RAM is only set because we haven't changed the column yet. So I'm going to select this LG and click on this, and here you can observe there's 2 GB, 2 GB, 2 GB everywhere. So I'm going to set that each stuff uniquely. Okay, so let me select the column over here. So first thing is internal label. So internal label is at 4. So I'm going to change this one to 4. Final expandable up to expandable as 5. So I'm going to change this one to 5. And after this, okay, after this RAM we have rear label. So rear is 6 and 7. Rear is at 7. So I'm going to change this one to 7. And this one is front label to 8. So I'm going to change that to 8. And after this fingerprint as, okay, we'll just change that to fingerprint at the next. Okay, so fingerprint at 9. And finally the price 9, 10, 11, 12. Price at 12. So I'm going to write over here 12. Now let's start and let's see if that works or not. Select the Micromax, select this M10, and here you can observe that RAM is 4 GB, internal storage 64, and everything is fine. Fingerprint is yes, and when I change this stuff, everything is changed. J7 Max, yeah, everything is working fine. So one small stuff is still remaining. In the demo I have shown you that when I select on this, the color of this box is also changed. So how to do that? For that, let me just move back to our project, and here what we have to do is we have to just write this rectangular shaper.1 because this is the name of this rectangular shaper. Let me just show you. Click on this, go to properties, and we'll find this rectangular shaper 1. Rectangular shaper 1 dot border color is equal to system dot drawing dot color translator dot from HTML, and this you have to write the color name. And like I want this to be red. And now let's start this and let's see if it works or not. Samsung, and when I select this, and then you can observe this, now it's changed to red. Okay, so now everything is working fine. Now you can uniquely identify each of these items, and you can just presume that this is a perfect phone. Okay, so now we have to code for this purchase this item. So before we code for this button, what we need is we actually need a table that saves this all data. So as I have shown you previously that how to create tables, so I am going to again show you for this one. Okay, so let me just close this and move back to our server, that is Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and which query you have to run is you have to execute this query. Create table, let me just zoom in. Create table customer purchase. Just pause the video and write this inside your, and after that just select this and click on execute, and this will execute the query. Here you can see this first thing is, first column is CID, that is the customer ID. After this, customer name, gender, contact number. Contact number is big int. I have already explained you why this is big int. Okay, let me explain this once again. Big int because I cannot put int over here because int is quite small in size. Int cannot handle a 10-digit mobile number. That's why big int. After this, email ID, C address, that is customer address, company, model, and IMEI. We have these small stuff. Now I hope you have executed this query. Before execution, you have to select this mobile shop, your database name. By default, this is master over here. Okay. So after execution, move back to your project And here what we have to do is you have to just double click on this method, double click on this button, and this will generate a click event. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, double click on this and this will generate a button click event over here. And here what we have to do is we have to actually extract the data from each of the text boxes, and after that we have to insert that into the database. So I'm going to extract that. The first thing is string name, that is the customer name. So txt name dot text. After that I have string gender, txt gender dot text. And after this we have integer, that is mobile number. So I'm going to int 64 contact equals int 64 dot parse txt contact dot text. And now after this what we have is we have mobile number. So what happened over here, let me check that. String combo box dot text get ourselves. Okay, so let me comment this for now. What error happened? Let me check that. Txt gender. Okay, so we missed equal over here. That's why it's showing an error. Now error has been resolved. After contact we have email equals txt email dot text. And after this we have address txt address dot text. And after address we have company txt company dot text. And after this we have model dot text. And after model we have IMEI number. IMEI dot text. That's it. Now we have all the values in the variables, and now we have to write the query. So I'm going to write that query. Insert into our table name is customer something. Let me just copy that. Customer purchase. So let me just copy this from here and move back over here, and let me just paste it. Customer purchase, and here we have few columns name, and after this we have to write values, and within this values we have to mention all these values. Okay, so let me just paste column name over here. Okay, so I'm going to paste this letter. For now I'm going to write these stuff. So first thing is name, so that's in a string type, so that's why just double quotes and single quotes within this double plus, and we have name. And after this, after name what we have is we have gender, and that's also a string. Do like this. And after gender what we have is contact. So just for contact is the integer type, so just we don't need that single quote, just double quotes, and then that double plus, and we have to write contact. And after contact we have email ID. And after this email we have address, that's also a string. Okay, email ID we have address, and after address we have company, that's also a string. After company we have model, And finally we have IMEI. Now here we go. Now our query is ready, but we have to write the column names over here. So this is our table and we have to write the column name. So I've already written it over here. Just copy this, follow the same sequence. Here you can see this first thing is CNAME, and after that gender name, gender, after that contact, after that email, and after that address. So if you change the order, then you have to also change it over here. Changes in this too if you make any changes. Okay, otherwise you can just follow my video. Okay, so after this you have to just fire that method, that is set data function dot set data, and in this we have to fire the query. So here we go. So now here we have one issue. Let me just start this and show you what is exactly that issue is. When I click on this, and now you know that we have coded for this purchase this item. When I click on this, we move into a SQL exception. Why this is because we have coded, we haven't checked that if this text box are empty or not. If this text box are empty, then still we are going to fire this method and we are going to convert that empty string into a integer type. That's why it's showing an error. So what we have to do is we have to check that none of the text field is empty. So txt name dot text is not equal to null, and txt gender dot text is not equal to null, txt contact dot text is not equal to null, and txt email dot text is not equal to null. After this, txt address dot text is not equal to null, and txt company dot text is not equal to null, and after the company we have txt model dot text is not equal to null, and after this we have txt imei is not equal to null, and we have to set all these stuff inside this method. And if these methods are null, so the else condition I'm going to set message box. For that, message box dot show, and in this I'm going to write something that is fill all the fields, and this message box needs to be named information, and after this message box button needs to be OK, and this message box needs to be icon of information. Okay, now let me just start this and let's see if that work or not. Okay, so we get into some error. No, so let's check the error. Okay, so we have missed txt emi dot text over here. We just start this and let's see if that works or not. Okay, so now it's working fine. So click on this, and now I'm trying to click on this fill all fields. I'm trying to fill the first one, and after that click on this. This will show still the remaining same. So let me just clear this and let me write something. J. Okay, so this font is quite small, so let me make that big for now. So select all the stuff. Okay, so let me just minimize this for now. And we have to select all these. Okay, after this what we have to do is we have to increase the font size and the color as well. Change the color. So I'm going to increase this one to, it's taking a little bit of time, to 10. Okay, and change the for color from gray to this one. Let's start this and let's see how it looks like now. Let's click on this. Now it's looking nice. So I'm going to add this. Jay, gender is male, contact number 5566998855. Email ID is jay@gmail.com. Address is MP India. After this, he is going to buy a phone of Samsung, that is G7 Max. IMEI is 888-555-666 and 222. Purchase this item. Data processed successfully. What that means is the data is saved. So click on OK, move back to our database, select a star from customer purchase and execute this, and let's see Jay is added or not. Here you can see this. Yeah, Jay is over here. Jay, mail, and everything is fine. So now everything is working fine. So now what I want is, when this all happen, when this all executes perfectly fine, after that I want the text boxes needs to be clear. So how to do that? For that you have to just write something over here. So let me just stop the project for now, and here you have to write txt name dot clear and we have actually 5 text boxes and 6 text boxes. We don't need to clear these 2 combo boxes. So I'm going to change clear the name txt gender dot selected index. Selected index is equals -1, and this will clear the combo box. And after the gender we have contact dot clear, and after that let me just remove this one. And after contact we have email dot clear. After email we have txt address dot clear, and after this one we have IMEI dot clear. And now let's start this and let's see if this work or not. Okay, so we get some error. Okay, now start this once again. Now go to customer and change this one to something. Okay, so Raj, gender is male, contact number, email ID raj@gmail.com, India, company Micromax, M10, IMEI. Purchase this item, click on this, okay, and here you can observe everything is clear except these 2. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. In the next video I'm going to show you how to design actually for this button, stop. Okay, so just stay tuned, and if you have not subscribed to the video, then please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.